Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. As y'all know, H.J.Davis Art World. I'm gonna keep this simple and sweet. I'm kind of having a tussle with the Taschen books, and this is what the tussle is. It's actually a grievance. So let me just say this outright. I'm gonna keep this as short as I possibly can. This is Frank Frazetta's Fantastic Worlds. Frank Frazetta, the Taschen books. It's 467 pages or something around there, and it is a huge book. This thing weighs more than a newborn baby. And this is where my pet peeve comes in, and this is where the discussion comes in. If you don't mind, you guys can all comment on what I'm about to say. This is just my personal opinion. Now, what I'm about to do is this. This is a small omnibus, but this is the size of an omnibus. This is not your biggest omnibus. They have omnibus, 1,000 pages, 1,500 pages, 1,200 pages, so on and so forth. This is a smaller size one. I just wanted to show you the size. Okay, that's an omnibus. This is like your standard deluxe edition, which is the same size as an omnibus, but usually the deluxe editions are smaller. They carry less issues in them, but I really do appreciate the size and feel of a standard size deluxe edition, especially the ones that come out from DC. This is your Marvel Masterworks, and this to me is ideally the perfect size, kind of like a floppy. I like this size as far as reading and comfortability. I also like this size for reading and comfortability. It fits well in your hand, uh, sitting down, wearing in a bed or whatever whatsoever. Now I think you guys can get where I'm going. This I like the least as far as comfortability. It's bulky. I have uh, plenty of omnibuses. This is just a smaller one I pulled out, and I should have put out the absolute editions as well. Now I'm going to open up a few pages. I seem to always be going to pages that has women's breast out. Pardon me for that, guys. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Um, it's a decent book. It's a decent book. I would say I had the icon Frank Frazetta and I sold it. I have the legacy. I have pretty much most of Frank Frazetta's books that came out. Now, this is my grievance. My grievance is this. It's a beautiful book. I'm a collector. Frank Frazetta, that's my dude. Love his work. No complaints there. This book is packed with a lot of his stuff, and the size is amazing. And that's where the problem comes in, the size. This book is cumbersome. It is heavy. Um, you literally, and I thought guys was joking about it. I also have the EC, the history of EC Comics, also Taschen. I was thinking about getting a line, but I'm pulling back on that. This cost me. I got a deal on it because the box had a piece that was kind of torn off, but the book came in mint condition, still wrapped and everything. Got it for a deal. I think I got it for I'm gonna say 200 flat, shipping and everything. And I got it because it wasn't an impulse buy. I just as an artist, I just Frank Frazetta, man, you can't go wrong with it. I also like Boris. I don't hear a lot about Boris. Boris has so many books out. That's for a whole nother video. But what I would like to say is this: spending your money. Let's say okay, $200. I honestly think Taschen could have did this in an omnibus size. It's only 467 around their pages. I really do think Taschen could have did this exact book in an omnibus size because you think about it, you're spending close to $200 on these Taschen books. They're very heavy. I exercise. I've been working out since I was a kid. These books are very uncomfortable to manage. They're done well. Don't get me wrong. They're done beautifully. I mean, to perfection. Just beautiful. Second, the runner up to Frank Frazetta's collection, I would have to say Icon. Icon is a, I wish I didn't sell it. Icon was a very good book. The color quality, everything was pristine. Pristine, it was really good. You do get a lot of stuff in this book. Out of the 400 and some odd pages, you do get some really good quality prints. I'm not mad about that. But you see how I have this book? The other night, I just felt like looking at some pictures. I haven't even read through this book or the EC one. I felt like looking through some pictures. So I put it up on my table and I was sitting in my chair and it just hit me because I wanted to discuss this before in a video. I said, like, this book, it's done well. Craftsmanship is awesome. I have no complaints about the built design of this book. My complaint is why this size? Um, you can't really, I'm not going to say you can't enjoy it, but the size takes away and the weight takes away from you just wanting to sit down and just, you know, glean through some good old Frazetta art. And for me, that is a big letdown because you really got to go through a process. You got to take it out. You got to take, if you keep them in the box, you got to take it out of the box. You got to sit it on something. And I'm standing up, and it's actually a very good position for me to be in to look at this book. But it is huge. And okay, let me demonstrate what I'm saying about comfortability. It's just not a comfortable book. It is a very big, beautiful scans of his artwork. I mean, I have no complaints about that. I'm complaining about the build size and the comfortability of just wanting to look through, Frazetta's artwork. You really got to have a table session with this, and that takes away. I think since I've had this book, I think I had this book about 6 months now, and I think I only went through it fully. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, one time. Um, it has amazing stuff in it. I will not complain about anything because like I said, I'm a fan of Frazetta, and I did say in my other videos, if you're a collector and if you like an artist, go ahead and go for it. But I don't think I would continue this run that Taschen is doing with Marvel for the simple reason you're paying close to 180. I think I've seen the cheapest. I think I've seen this on Amazon was probably anywhere between 180 and I don't think I've seen it any lower than 185, maybe 160, 165 at that. Um, I don't know if I want to continue this run because this is a very uncomfortable book to manage, and that's my only pet peeve with the Taschen books. They're done very well, but why not have done this in a omnibus size? There are omnibuses that are 1,200, 1,500 pages. So you're telling me you couldn't have done this in an omnibus size and really gave, the fans what they wanted? And this is not, hey, yo, companies seldom listen, to their critics because they have already their mindset and their budget already um, stood out for them to do whatever it is they got to do. And for all intents, for all intents, purposes, and reasons, it, I mean, this is it's amazing, but it's just an uncomfortable book. So let me do this real quick because I'm not trying to make this a long video. All right, I'm holding it in my hand now. I'm holding this in my hand, and it's straining me. And I could probably hold this position for another minute or two, and I got to put it down. It's not a book that you hold in your hand. Unlike your omnibuses and your deluxe editions, where you can walk around the house all day long, and your Marvel Masterworks. And I really feel like for $180, for $200, I could get me anywhere between two and three omnibuses. And be satisfied with what I'm getting. I'm not riffing on what Taschen has did. I think, hey, go for it. I mean, it's definitely. I'm definitely not gonna say I do not appreciate what Taschen is doing. I really do because that's great. I like what Penguin House is doing with the Marvel line. I think that is awesome. The hardcovers. I'm gonna start collecting those soon, and I'll be doing videos on those in depth. But I just feel like something like this, and they're coming out with a line. They got Silver Surfer, and I was like on the fence to get Silver Surfer, and I I said for me, I'd rather just get the Silver Surfer omnibus. Yeah, it's got color corrections and everything of that nature. But however, at the same time, I think I can pull that out whenever I feel like it. Sit, look at it, whether I'm sitting in my chair or in my bed, just want to run through and read a issue or two and just put it back in the shelf or just leave it on the side on the end table. You can't do that with these Taschen books, man. These Taschen books are just way too big for that. And I kind of understand, but I don't understand. Like, what is the purpose of making these books so huge like this and so cumbersome and so weighted down to do what? Okay, you could say that they're table books. That's fine. But for $180, $200, really, you want to glean through the book. You want to look at the magnificent pictures. As I'm looking at this cover, which is inside the book itself, I mean, I just love the way Frank Frazetta handles color and its gouache and the way he uses lights and darks. He's just He's just phenomenal. And I'm glad that I purchased this. But at the same time, like as I said before, I had the book Icon, which I think is a close contender for being a. I'm not gonna say it's a better book overall than this because you get more of Frazetta stuff. I have tons of Frazetta books, which culminates in just basically being this one book. However, it is just. I wish that Taschen would come out with another edition of this because I do think they sold pretty well and people are buying them. But for the money, I think you lose out on just wanting to sit and enjoy the book, in a natural setting as far as sitting down or in your bed or chilling out on your in your living room just reading it. This stuff you have to really have a program. Take it out of the box, find a place to put it. And it takes away the fun of having a book. I kind of get what they were going for, but I would love for them to come out with a third edition because I think these are two editions. The first editions are numbered, then they come out with the second edition, which aren't numbered. And I think this was the second edition. I could have got a numbered edition, but it's all the same thing to me. And I know that they probably sold pretty well. I don't know what the retail value, I mean, the collector's value on this would be in the long run. Maybe it'd be pretty good, but I don't know. What I do feel is if they were to do a third edition, I would love for them to do this in an omnibus size. And just thinking of the money wise, like I said, $200, you're looking at three omnibus, maybe four omnibus. I don't know, maybe four omnibus, depending on what omnibus you're trying to get at the time, or even absolute editions. You could come off with like three of those books and get more pages, more bang for your buck. I'm always about that bang for your buck, but because I am a admirer of this man Frank Frazetta's work, and I always look at his stuff and just get like I'm at awe at the way things look. And they did a really good job. Let me not say that they didn't because they did. They did an awesome job with the colors and everything else, and how it came out, and just the format. It's not over glossy and it's not too matte. They did a really good job. It's just that the book size and for the price, I'm kind of that's a little grievous of mine. So I'm gonna leave it there, and hopefully my next video that comes out, I don't know what I'm about to pull out, but I usually like to put videos out that kind of interest me on what books I have and what I'm not seeing on YouTube because YouTube is everybody's doing the same thing, and I'm really not trying to do that. What I try to do is put out the books I appreciate, and then if I have a pet peeve about it, such as this, it's like $200 book, when I could have got maybe four books and enjoyed the four omnibuses, or Lord knows how many deluxe editions for $200 I could have got, you know. But I'm not, I don't have any regrets for buying this. I just think that the size and the weight takes away the enjoyment. And with that, I hope you guys have a good day. Keep your head right, keep focused, enjoy your life because it is short, and just stay up. And thank you for giving me your time, which you cannot get back, so I appreciate that. Until we meet again, have an easy, relaxed, and fun filled day in life.